So these are the current clay sculptures that I've made. This is a drying out version of Andy Pandy. I'm waiting for it to dry completely so I can sand it, paint the face and do the finishing touches like the straps on the skin, the clothes, everything like that. This is something I can't remember quite exactly. Yes, I can't remember what that is. That was my first, well, one of my first ones. This is an adipose. This was my first one, Feathers McGraw. This is a Weeping Angel, and this is the skeleton version of the thing in Silence in the Library in Doctor Who. This is what I want to make next. Hello, Thaler. This is what I want to make next, which is a posable version of Pinocchio. This is me trying to figure out how the joints and everything are going to work, because I want to make it out of clay, and then hello, Phalo, and then strings and wires to make sure that it can move and pose, and then put sewn clothing around him as well. I'm pushing it, really. I don't know if I have the skill level for this, but we'll see. It's fun to try, so let's have a go. I've got this string, which I'm hoping will be able to bind the head to the body, because I really want the head to be able to move a little bit, to have that kind of floppiness and the kind of dexterity that I'm wanting out the head. Hello, Thalo. So I'm hoping that if I put the string going through like that, it will connect the body to the lower part of the torso, the butt area, and the head, to make sure it can all be held together and also posable. Whereas I want to use some wires and everything like here in order to make these bits bend, but not completely. I mean, this isn't going to be a toy, this is going to be something that sits, but I just want the element of I can move it if I want to, you know. So we'll see. I mean, as I say, I have no idea what I'm doing, but let's have a go. Inkwell is here as well. And this was a mistake, I fear. This is the clay that I use. It's a nylon reinforced, air dry. I got it in, well, I got it on December the 25th for Christmas, but I've been using it since January. It's good. I mean, it's a kilogram. Well, actually, it's 12 kilograms, apologies. And I've got, you know, this much left. I'm hoping it'll be enough for Buddy Buddy over there. But let's get going, shall we? So I put these straws kind of onto the string to kind of give it that, like, more stable element. I mean, I'm worried about the string fusing with the clay, so hopefully this will allow the string to still move and still stay kind of stable at the same time, and allow it to kind of have that more stability. Now I'm hoping that it works, but as I say, I don't know what I'm doing. I've also got this wire, I've got the wire cutters, I've got more straws, I've got my tools, I've got foil, and I've got this kind of thinner wire here. And as I say, this I'm hoping could be the torso up to about here, and then I'm going to do similar with the lower head part, so then it just kind of gives it that more stability of that thickness, and where the string can run through on the inside of the head and everything like that. You know, I understand what I mean, but you might not. I'm so not very good at filming, I apologise, but I've kind of worked out the armature so far. Like, this is the inner workings of him. So that'll be where his legs are, that's his torso, and that's his head. Obviously I want it to be floppy, and I'll build it out with clay. I don't know if the strings will actually be attached, because he's got no strings to hold him down, so we'll have to just wait and see. I've made them far too long just for the beginning, so I have room obviously to cut, but that's where it is so far. Hello, Thalo. Okay, so I've got something akin to a head. I've had to add an extra bit of length to the straw because I could not abide doing it while it was on there. So, yeah, I mean, this is the head so far. I forgot to film because I'm terrible, but I've done the hair. I'm doing the hat as part of it, as in the image the string goes through the head and the hair and the hat, apologies. But yeah, this is it so far. Obviously it's very rough. I mean, it's clay, it's air dry clay as well, so it's not the most flexible of things in the world. But I think it looks looking alright, isn't it? Look at him from the side, isn't he sweet? Aww. Okay, so this is where I'm at. I've made all of the elements of it. I'm really hoping the string will go back through. If it doesn't, then I've got some, well, thinking to do on how to do that. But I've done the butt, I've done the body, I've done that. I'm going to fluff it out with, like, stuffing and obviously the clothes and stuff. I need to make the arms and the legionis. But yeah, this is him so far. Just waiting for it to dry. Obviously air dry clay, it's going to take a while, so I'm covered in the stuff. But yeah, that's him so far. Sorry, I'm terrible at filming, honestly. So you can kind of get the gist of what I'm going for now with the way it moves like this. Obviously when the string is taut it will be less floppy, but I can't do that at the moment. So I'm waiting for it to dry. Obviously I'll sand it so it looks like blocks of wood, essentially, like squared and everything like that. His butt, his body, need to make the hands, need to make the legs, need to make the feet, and then it needs to dry so I can paint, and then I need to make the clothes. Oh, it's a long process, my darlings. So this is where I am currently then. I've got the feet, the handsies, the body, the butt, the armsies, the leg joints and the face. Now I want this all to dry so I can sand it to make it like look like solid bits like that, because that's obviously what his legs and arms look like, and smooth it out a bit more once it dries a bit more. I think it's not gonna be perfect, let's be real, but it's gonna be interesting and it's a fun process. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's taken about 4 hours so far to make all these little bits, trying to figure out how to do it, making it, obviously, smoothing it, cutting the straws, everything like that. It's been about 4 hours so far, so I don't know how long this process is going to take, but it's been some time. The figurine, the marionette doll, as it were, we've got it to a point where it's all put together, and now we're waiting for the pieces to dry. Now the thing with air dry clay is the fact that it does in fact crack. So that's happening when it's shrinking. The water is evaporating from inside the clay, which can lead to cracks. Now as you can see, it's not happening everywhere on every single piece when it wants to focus. It's only happening on some parts of the body. So it's happening here and it's happening here. Now I am attempting to fix it. I've done it before, notably on my adipose here. So you can see that I've done some mending on him. Obviously he's painted, but I didn't do it on this one because that was the first thing I ever made. I wasn't really thinking about it. I've left it on this one because it adds to the skull-like action and behaviour. And it's not really happening to his face. This is a bit here, but it's not too concerning. I mean, some sanding will take that out. But this is worrying because it's a big crack and it's right across the middle. And if you turn him over, it's also a little bit on the back there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this. This is slip. It's just clay and water mixed together. It's all the excess from whenever I'm making, so nothing goes to waste. And I'm going to put it back on. I did it best probably on the silence that I made. The cracks are now completely gone. You can't see it anymore. So hopefully it'll work again on him. As I say, it's worrying, but these two pieces will be completely hidden. These will all be sanded down. And this bit is obviously going to be on show. So the only really concerning part is this bit. But I don't want him to look bad from any part. So we're going to have a look and see what we can fix. It's also a little bit weird to have him just sprawled out on my desk like this. Interesting. Ignore the dust and such. That's from clay. I tried to keep a tidy space, but unfortunately that's quite impossible when you end up creating all your art in one room. I do have an area for it upstairs, but I always end up just sitting in my room and doing it. Because I'm close to my laptop, I can charge it in here. It's just nice, relaxing, and my cats don't, you know, act like nightmares while I'm in my room, so. But here he is. Sweet boy. So while it dries, I've been thinking about the clothing of the... Oh, let me turn off inside number 9. The clothing of it all. I don't own a tape measure. At least I probably do, but I don't know where it is. I mean, as you can see, I've got quite a lot of stuff. So what I've done is I've used some of the twine that I have and measured out different lengths of his like arms and legs and such, the lengths that I want the clothes to be. So the length of the jacket, the length of the shorts, and the length of the width of everything as well. We'll see if I can remember which goes to which, but I think I can. And as I say, I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but that's part of the process. We're learning here. We're doing as we're seeing, so as I say, too much. Let's go. I'm looking at the pictures. The clothes are red, white, blue and yellow. I don't really have a nice blue fabric in there, but I have got this nice checkered shorts. So I think that as the bow tie would look quite cute, and I've got the yellow dress that I don't wear anymore, white, and this velvet skirt thing that I also don't wear anymore, which I think will be quite dapper for his dungarees there. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, update. So I've sanded down all of his extremities. I'm really liking how they kind of have a wood grain effect to them, despite being clay, which is, you know, really interesting. Not quite sure how it works, but, you know, I'm sure there's some justified reason. His nose fell off, but it's fine. I'm going to glue it back on. It just gave me a chance to smooth out his face. I sewed his inner lining, which is going to help bulk him out a bit and keep him uniform. And I'm going to start working on his dungarees, which are going to be made out of this velvet material. So, yeah, next step. Okay, so I cut up these shorts for Pinocchio's bow tie, and this is where I'm at. I haven't sewn it yet, but yeah, it looks like a cute little bow tie, doesn't it? Little sweet little thing. Okay, so this is where we're at on the shorts. I've sewn them all together. I just need to do like a strap thingy, and then I need to do the obviously dungaree parts, and these are going to be his little buttons. Very cute. Okay, so another update. Here you are. I've done the clothing. He's not looking exactly like Pinocchio, and he never was, let's be real. But these are the clothes that I made from scratch. As I say, I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing. That's my cat in the background scratching, if you hear that. Yeah, I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm actually quite proud of how the clothes have turned out. This is the first time I've done anything like this, and I think he looks quite sweet. And very dapper, if I do say so myself. So yeah, all I've got to do now is give him a little paint over and attach his nose. But yeah, isn't he sweet? Okay, so I've done a little base coat on the painting for him. Now I just need to paint up his face, paint up his hair, his hat, his hands, his shoes, and he will be complete. And so he is complete. This is my little Pinocchio. I painted his hands, his feet, and I did his face just to make it stand out a little bit more amongst everything else. I think he is a rather sweet and dapper little man, don't you? He's obviously not the best. It's my first time making anything like this, but I'm rather proud.